Get yourself settled in, lay on your back however you wish. Maybe legs straight, maybe knees bent. You can let your knees go out like a butterfly if you want. Maybe you want to hug them in. You have lots of options, wherever you want to be. For our first couple breaths, settling in, feel free to switch it up or move as you'd like. Take a deep breath in, sigh it out. You made it to your mat this evening. Give yourself a smile, be proud, carved out that time. I always like to remind you it's important that you do. It does not go unnoticed. Your body loves the days that you give yourself a little extra love. Your brain feels a little bit more settled, more in tune, connecting the mind, body, and soul. Take another deep breath in, sigh it out. Stretch your legs long if they're not already. Stretch your arms up overhead. If you're going to tickle somebody, maybe you're going to switch your mat over a little bit or shift over your body a little bit. Take a deep breath in, wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. Stretch your arms all the way out to the sides. See if there's anything next to you. You want to move maybe. Arms down by your side. And hug your knees in. Pull your belly button down towards your spine. Get a little rock and roll. There's someone coming in. See, by the door was not good, so you have to shift over. Or come over here. Big toes touching. Chin in towards your chest. Settle in. Deep breath in, sigh it out. Take your arms out to T. Let your knees go side to side. Wake up a little twist action. You can go several times. Maybe you're busy and you have lots of energy. If you're feeling low and slow, maybe you just do one on each side and you hold it a little longer. Roll over to your favorite side, maybe the same side as your bed would face. Let your bottom arm be a pillow. Bend your knees. Let the top shoulder come on top, like you're comfortably laying on your side in bed. Take a deep breath in. Bottom arm can be your pillow for your head. Take a breath. The word of the day is nature. You can use it however you wish, maybe connecting to the perfection of nature around you. Deep breath in, press yourself up to a seated position, starting off fresh. Move your spine around a little bit. Find that center point for your sitting bones so you can rock side to side. Maybe you have to move some of the flesh out from underneath of you so you can really root down your sitting bones. Yeah. Relax your knees. You can have them crisscrossed. You can have them staggered. You can have them stacked. Maybe feet together. Roll those shoulders back a little bit. Slightly pulling together, slightly pulling down. Lift your ears up. That string on the top of your head pulling up to the sky. Flip your palms up. Accept some of that good energy around you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let your chin fall down towards your chest. Hang out and breathe. Maybe sway a little side to side with your chin. Let your right ear go over towards your right shoulder. Feel that little stretch down your neck. Don't worry about picking up your shoulder. Keep it down. Just let your ear relax. Chin back down towards your chest. Left ear over towards your left shoulder. Chin back down towards your chest. Move and sway a little bit if it feels okay. Rolling out any tension lingering up there. Maybe from last night's sleep. Maybe from driving or using a computer all day. Maybe you just zoned out on your phone, but your head was in a weird spot and you need to kink out that neck a little bit. Breathe some energy into that space. And then stack your head on top, hands on top of your shoulders, big circles with your elbows going back. Brought some blood flow to your neck just by moving it a little bit. Send some blood flow to the surrounding shoulders. Maybe you tap your elbows out in the front. Take your elbows all the way up to the sky. Try and squeeze them back together. Maybe they touch down low and touch going all the way up. 2 more. Take your arms out to T, big wingspan. Watch your neighbor. Yeah, lift up a little bit, chin up, and round forward, chin to your chest. A little cat and cow in your seat. Open it out. Feel free to shift forward towards your pelvic bone, hard up, and then lean back towards your tailbone, chin down. Breathe. Next time you're open, pause, fly a little bit. All the way up, palms touch. Lean over to the right and stretch. Bottom arm can fall. See if you can match your arm up with your ear and then look up at the top elbow. Breathe in. And walk over to your 3 o'clock. Reach both fingers over to your 3 o'clock and then walk to the 12 o'clock forward. Let your head go. Sway a little. Breathe. Belly button in. Use your back. Float your arms all the way up. Beautiful. Palms together. Lean over to the left. Bottom arm down. Once you're in it, you can kind of zone out. Maybe look up at the top elbow. Reach away a little more. Breathe in. Reach over to your 9 o'clock. Get that side stretch. Reach your fingers out as you go to your 12 all the way forward. Maybe you got a half an inch out of it. Fold. Whatever you get to. If you're getting close, put your forehead under your hands. Your hands under your forehead. You knew what I meant. Use your breath as your movement, or maybe you sway a little. Walk over to your 3 o'clock. Arc that left hand up on top. Bring it back down. Walk back to your 12. Over to your 9. Take your time, no rush. Line up with your hip and then arc that right hand over. Look up at the top elbow. Bring it down. Enjoy another round. No rush. Beautiful, nice job. Walk your fingers over one way. Get a side stretch. Arc that top hand on top. Yep. Another side when you're ready. If the alignment of your wrist does something funky, just make sure the thumb's to the back. We'll pause at center when you're finished. Whenever you're ready, go to your tabletop. Maybe you just roll over your legs. Maybe you swing your legs around. Square yourself up. Make sure your wrists are below your shoulders, knees below your hips. Give your hips a little wag, a little wiggle, a little circle. Your choice if you want to stretch your toes the whole time. Tuck your toes under. Find a cow pose. Lift your chin, lift your tailbone. Round under. Go with your breath. Look up as if you could see your tailbone all the way up there. Round up and under as if you could touch your nose to your belly button. 3 more. Let your eyes do more of the stretch. Tuck in, middle of the back, up to the sky. One more good one. Keep moving. Maybe some organic movement comes into the mix. Side, barrel roll. Shift some weight in your wrists. Feeling good. We're going to stretch the right leg back. Roll the ankle in the sky. Bend the knee. Roll the hip in the sky. Lengthen it out. Stretch the left arm up. If you want to tap the toes back behind you, if you need it for a little balance, that's fine. If you want to keep it up, that's cool. Roll your wrist out. Bend your elbow, hand behind your head. Get a little movement with your shoulder. Extend the left arm, left or right leg lifts up if it's not already. Big breath. And bring it down, building a little heat. Move the hips a little bit. Wake up those joints. Stretch the right leg back. Left, yeah. Opposite than you did. Roll the ankle. Bend the knee. Roll the hip. Extend it back. Pick up the right hand. Your choice. Maybe you just tap the left toes down. You can keep it long and just roll out the wrist out front. Then the elbow, put it behind the head. Get a little movement in the shoulder. Extend the right arm, left leg. Find your balance. Your lower ribs are kind of falling down. See if you can pull them in. Hand and knee down. Get some movement. Go to your forward fold. Tuck your toes. Lift your knees. Walk up to your hands. Hang in your fold. Keep your head low on the journey if you can. As if a string's pulling your head down to the floor. Bend your knees so the top of your head can face the ground. Bend your knees so your belly's on your thighs. Get some movement, enjoy your body, stand tall, root down your feet, rise up, lift up, reach up, lean over to the right. Breathe. 3, 2, and 1. Back to center, over to the left. Stretch your side, find a good spot. Breathe in and out. Find yourself a gaze point or close your eyes. One more breath. Back to center. Practice your arms, lift your heart, interlace your hands behind. Roll your shoulders back, get a little stretch, squeeze your shoulder blades, a little back bend happening. Look up, another sip of air. And fold, my friends. Maybe your hands stay on your lower back. Maybe your hands lift up to the sky. Rinse out. Big breath. Stay folded. Let your hands go. Shake your head no. Exhale. Root down your feet. Rise all the way up. Stand tall. Stack your body. Reach up. And fold back down. Hang, breathe, shift some weight in your toes. Maybe you like to shift some weight in your lower back as you sway, whatever feels good. Keep the movement with your breath regardless. Bend your knees enough to get your hands on the floor so you can bend your knees like you're walking in place, moving your hips a little side to side. Some of you will have to pick up one heel to make that happen. You can pick up one heel at a time and exaggerate it, and then work on keeping the heels down and just bending one knee at a time. Keep going. We'll do 10 more of those. Keep the walk in place. Yep. Get your hands all the way to the floor. Walk your feet all the way back. Lower down to your belly. Make sure your face can be on your mat. Tops of the feet flat. And let's all do cobra to start. Hands underneath the shoulders. And just peel up as high up as you can go. Don't put any weight in your hands though. Just the hands are underneath your shoulders and the elbows are bent. So maybe you just come up an inch and you're looking forward. Maybe you can peel up halfway. Hold it another breath. Wake up those back muscles. And then see if you can put extra weight in your hands. Press your hips back towards your heels. Stretch it out. Forehead down on something. Floor, hands, block, sweatshirt, shoe. Now. Walk your hands over to the right side of your mat. Forehead down. If your hands are going off your mat, reach to the right corner instead of going off your mat. Reach up the edge towards the corner. Yeah. Hands over to the left side of your mat. Reach towards the corner. Hips go back, head down. Other side. back to center. Big breath in. Sink your heart down a little bit. Sink your hips down a little bit. Lift your head up, walk your hands back to your knees. We're going to our seat, so maybe you just roll over your feet the way you came, or maybe you swing them out to the side. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Scooch forward a little bit, those of you who are pretty far back. Hands right next to your body, right underneath your shoulders. Palms next to you. Press into the floor as if you had blocks there and you'd be able to pick your seat up. Flex your toes up, knees up, heart up. Breathe. Bring your chin down towards your chest. As if you could press into the floor, try and get some connection. Keep your back up straight though. Big breath in. Reach for your toes. If you can't get them, bend your knees so you can reach something. Your big toes, your pinky toes. Heart toward your toes. Look at your toes. Take a breath. And lift your heart up. Strong backs. Hands behind you. Fingers towards you. Thumbs towards each other. Point your toes down. Flex your feet up. Point them down. Try and get your toes to touch the ground. Flex them up. Trying to get them to touch your knees. Flex them down. So don't lean back in your hands yet. Yeah. And point them up. Or one more the other round, whatever one we're on. Move your toes, roll them out a little bit. Bring your heels a little closer to you so your knees can be bent. First round, we'll see if we can lift our seat up a little bit. Maybe you can lift it up halfway. Maybe you're almost to the top like a table. We'll do this a couple times. As you come down, see if you can get your seat closer to your thumbs. And then maybe straighten out your legs, reach for your toes. Take your time. We'll do this several times. If you want to be in one of the spots and just pause, you can. Bend your knees, get weight in your heels, maybe pick up your seat. If you're going up pretty high, keep your hip points going up to the sky. Squeeze your shoulder blades. You can look up, maybe look back. As your hips come down, bring them back through your hands as much as you can through your thumbs. Straighten out your hands, reach up and fold. Lift up. Some of you might be able to keep your legs straight. Hands behind you. Just lift your seat. Come up to your tabletop. Bend your knees. Hips go up. As your hips go back, they come back to your thumbs and you have your straight legs. Sit up. You can modify along the way, bending your knees. Yep, we'll do two more now that we all got it. Lift up. Breathe in. Let me see. Hands behind. Lift your hips however you can to your tabletop or reverse table. Yep, and then come down. Flip your hands the other way. Hands straight, or legs straight. Reach for your toes. One more round. Don't switch your hands. You guys had them right the first time. We'll pause in our forward fold. Hands back to your knees, flat back, sit all the way up. Bring that right heel in. Reach up, sit up, toe up, reach for your toe. If you can't get it and you want to, you can bend your knee. Otherwise, just put your hand wherever you want, wherever it falls on the leg or the floor. Think about your chin going towards your shin. Take your right hand back to your hip. Open your shoulder, pause there, getting a nice side stretch, breathe. Reach that right arm up to the sky, get even more extension, fingernails up to the ceiling, and then fold and rotate back towards the right leg. Chin towards your shin, heart towards your toes, lengthen out that spine. Breathe into the back of your leg. Try the flow again. Right hand back. Open the heart. Look up. Breathe. Reach up. Another sip of air. Exhale. Fold it down. Feels nice, I hope. Take a big breath. Expand your rib cage. Look forward. Exhale. Walk your hands in. Bring that left leg on top of the right if you can, or you can just crisscross as you normally sit. If you can get it on top in any capacity, maybe line up the ankle and the knees, log legs, so they're like an equal sign. Chill there, play with your legs in your crisscross position. And if you can fold forward at all, see if you can get a little hinge happening. If you just want to crisscross, that's fine. We're going to do the opposite. So just remember which one you have on top. If you want to stagger them, that's an option. And then work on maybe stacking. There's a lot of space between the knee and the ankle. When you watch TV at home, put a pillow between there and sit on the floor. And then get a smaller pillow. And then your little tea towel. And then you're good. Another breath. Walk your hands back to your knees if they're out. Flat back, sit all the way up. Maybe even a little back bend. And stretch those legs out. Bang the backs of your knees on the ground. Couple more. Connect the nerves. Left heel in. Sit up tall. And if something happened with your hips when the knee came in, maybe start over. Make sure the hips stay the same and just bring that heel in. Maybe it doesn't come in as far so that your hips can be straight. Reach up and fold. Reach for that toe. Whatever you get is fine though. If you round, you'll get the stretch in your upper back. Not what we want. We want to lengthen the lower. So heart towards your toes. As if you would kiss your big toe. Keep your fold, left hand to your hip. Open your shoulders, stack your shoulders, look up. Should already feel big, nice stretch come up your side. Lift your left arm up, get a little bit more reach up. And then round back over that straight leg. Big breath in and out. Left hand back to your hip. Open your shoulder. Breathe, reach up, get a little bit more air in. And then round, exhale. Walk your hands in, sit all the way up. Bring that leg on top or cross it in front or do the opposite of what you did the first time. Just be mindful of the ankle on the knee and the knees somewhere on top of the other ankle. If you cross them too much, that ends up being something else. Yeah. And fold a little if you can. Modifying however you want is cool. Yeah, it's a big stretch. Wake up those hips. Breathe. Let your mind be still. Let the breath be the movement. Walk your hands in, so you have some slack, flat back, sit all the way up, maybe a little back bend. Stretch your legs out. Move your toes, crunch them under, expand them open, get them nice and wide like you can on your hands. And bring the bottoms of your feet together. Open your feet like a book. So some of you, it always seems like you don't take my cues seriously. You want to really open it like a book. So the pinky toe side's like the binding, and you want it to open like this. It might not go all the way, but you're actually pushing. So your feet open like this. And you want the pressure so your knees can relax. Even if nothing happens, actually just push on your big toe. The big joint on the inside. Elbows pull in towards the chest. Chin in towards the chest. Try and get your head towards your toes. Two more breaths. Maybe you can pull your elbows in towards your sides a little more, in towards the back. Chin in, round your back like a cat, forehead down towards your toes. Come on up. Straight spine, gather up your knees. Give them a hug, forehead towards your knees. And lift your gaze up. Make your way to your feet. Try not to touch the ground. Maybe just one hand, maybe across your ankles and no hands. Stand up tall. Breathe in. Reach up. Exhale, arms, mountain pose. Two more. Breathe in. Reach up. Go with your breath. Make sure your toes are forward. Yeah, one more good one. Breathe in, maybe a look up, maybe a little back bend if you want. And mountain pose. Find yourself a gaze point forward. Make sure you're at the top of the mat, a couple of you. And palms are already forward. Let your arms float up so your palms are facing the back. So pinkies kind of have to rotate inward. Yeah. Pick your right foot up, step it back, warrior one. Nice bend in the front knee, both feet planted completely down. If you can't get the heel down, just step forward so you can get the heel down. We're gonna fold over that left thigh. Let your palms shine down so you don't change anything in your shoulders or your elbows. Come back up. The palms will be facing the back of the room. Big breath in and out. Open warrior two. The back foot opens, arms to T. Your gaze will stay the same if you can. If you need to check your feet, they'll look like a backwards letter L. Left toes towards me, right toes towards the pool. We're going to straighten the left leg, reach your arms up overhead, palms towards each other. Stand up a little taller, keep your feet the same. And then back to warrior two, bend your left knee, arms out to T. Stretch it up, find some length, legs straighten, arms lift up, breathe. Back to warrior two. Should feel nice in that left hip. Open the knee and then straighten the knee. Bend back into it. Warrior two. Find your gaze point. Squeeze your fingers a little bit. And find your warrior one. The right toes come in. The right arm comes down. Palms face to the back. Maybe a step in so your heel can be down and feet planted. Breathe in. Breathe out. So we're going to balance as we fold over our left thigh this time. Arms will go to airplane, palms shine down. Always your choice. Maybe you just chill here. You can shift your weight to your left leg, start to peel up the right foot so you're on your tippy toe, and then maybe pick up the right leg. If you get some flight and your legs up flying, try and clock your legs or hips down. Straighten your legs if you want. You'll go to a capital T one day. Look at you guys. Beautiful. Take a breath. Bend into the left knee. Step way back. Warrior one. Strong, sturdy. Breathe. Look up. And hands down to your hearts. Breathe out. So we only do it once, so make it count. Shift your weight to your left leg. Balance on your left for a moment. Then put the foot down. Stand tall, mountain pose. Palms shining forward. Lift your arms up. Palms shining back so the pinkies are turning in. Step your left foot back, warrior one. And then your choice, wherever you want. Maybe a little closer, maybe a little further. So both feet can be planted. So lock your arms the way they are. Just fold over that front thigh. Right shoulder towards your right knee, palms down, get a little flat back going, and then lift back up using your back. Come up, breathe, core strong, warrior one, and then open warrior two. Hips face towards the door, right toes still forward. If you look at your feet, it'll make an L now. Straighten the right leg, arms reach up overhead. Should feel nice on your hips, straight legs. And then bend back into the right leg, warrior two. Open it towards the pinky toe. Straighten it, reach up. Maybe you look up. Back to your gaze point, out past your right fingers. Exhale. Go with your breath, straighten. And warrior two. Breathe, sturdy, maybe squeeze your fingers, get your upper arms even stronger. Squeeze your fingers together, yeah. Warrior one, left toes come in, arms come up. Transition to your warrior three, nice and slow. Fold over that right thigh, airplane arms. The slower the better. Shifting your weight to your right leg. You'll peel up, you'll be on your big toe of your left foot, and then it'll float up. And then maybe you straighten your legs, and you do any teetering that you can. Palms facing down, breathe. Take another breath. You guys are awesome. Bend your right knee, step way back. Warrior one. Sturdy, strong. Hands down to your hearts. Don't cheat yourself. Shift your weight to your right leg. Catch some balance. Lift your left knee up for a moment. And then step it down. Nice and sturdy or mountain pose. Right ear down. Back to center. Left ear down. Back to center, reach your arms up. Look up at your thumbs. Maybe you even drop your head all the way back. If you can drop it back, let it drop as much as it wants and just let it go. Whatever back bend you want, lean back, look back. Hold on your exhale, bend your knees. Shake it out, wiggle it out, whatever you want to do here. Maybe you just hold, maybe you do lots of little movements like walk in place. If your neck is holding up your head, let it go. If you can't, bend your knees so you can. Your neck held up your head all day. Take a breath. We're going to our seat. Maybe you just bend your knees and brace your tailbone and sit down. You can roll your ankles out to the side and get yourself there. Make sure you have enough space and roll back. If you wanted to add on your socks or your sweatshirt close for the end, you can make sure that's available. We'll meet in a little ball pose. One day we're going to grab our elbows around our legs. So if you have any slack and you can start to inch your hands towards the opposite elbow, maybe you just grab your wrist today. Yep, a couple of you got a couple extra inches out of that. Ideally, tailbone down, head down, neck in. But you can always crunch up, forehead towards the knees, and get even more of a hold. And then see how much you have to relax, how much your tailbone has to come down, how much your neck has to relax so it can be flat and your chin can be in. So you find that sweet spot where you might not be hugging in as much, but that way your spine can be straight. Feel free to exaggerate and crunch up and get a little length in your spine there, and then stay in your ball pose. Let your feet go to the floor, feet wide as your mat, knees bent, one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. And let your knees windshield wiper side to side. Maybe just one each side, maybe several. Pause at center, bring your heels closer to you. Arms can be by your side. Maybe you can even touch your heels. And lift your right leg up to the sky. Roll the ankle in the sky a couple times. Move the toes around. Practice sending some signals to move the big toe on its own. Move the pinky toe on its own. Maybe start to practice moving the middle toes on their own, or maybe even individually. Cross that right ankle over your left knee. Get a nice figure four, pigeon stretch as you pull that left thigh towards you. Thread through. Hands on your shin below your knee, pulling everything in. Release your hold, so you're back to your figure four, and then tightly cross the right over the left. So the knees come close, there's not any space. Maybe even wrap the foot behind the back of the other ankle, and let your knees fall over to the left. Twisted roots. Shoulder blades down. You can look any direction you'd like, forward up to the ceiling or left or right. Whichever way your head's facing, maybe you close your eyes, relax your eye muscles as you get that nice stretch, that nice twist. Breathe into that right side. Belly button in, lift your legs back up, unwind, put your feet back on the ground, knees bent. Maybe you can touch your ankles, or your heels rather, and find a bridge to reset. Lift your tailbone up, lift your spine up as much as you can, maybe up to your heart, starting to squeeze your shoulder blades together, chin to your chest, everything up. And on your exhale, hips reach to your heels. Lift your left leg up to the sky, move that ankle, move those toes. Ooh, nice. Move the big toe, at least send the signal there. And the pinky toe. And then maybe the three in the middle can go up and down together without the other ones. Or maybe you could even move as if the one toe is your pointer finger and you'd be able to point it like you can with your hands. Roll it out. Find your figure four. Left ankle over the right knee. When you're ready, thread through. Get a nice pigeon stretch. Just breathe. You can look at the dots on the ceiling. You can close your eyes. Take a big breath, especially if you forgot. Practice your breathing. Let go of your hold. Tightly cross the left over the right. So maybe there's no space between the thighs. Maybe no space between all the legs. As you twist them up as much as you can, the ankle will go behind the other, or foot will go behind the other ankle if you can. Twist it to the right. Keep the shoulder blades down. And you don't always have to look the opposite direction. Maybe you just look up, or maybe you look the same direction as your knees. Fill up your lower lungs, fill up your rib cage, fill up your throat. Enjoy this big twist, getting your heart to work a little harder for you. Belly in, unwind. Get your legs out of that twist. Set up for bridge one more time to reset. Heels close, arms by your side. Peel that spine up one vertebrae at a time. Your full inhale all the way up And then your full exhale brings it all the way down. Feel free to keep your knees bent, hug in your right knee. Give it a squeeze up towards the shoulder. Your choice if you want to extend the left leg long. Switch and hug in your left knee. Pull it up towards the shoulder. Maybe the right knee is still bent and the foot's on the ground. Or you can have your right leg straight. Pulling that left knee up and squeeze it in. Get a nice little compression. And release the hold. Knees are bent. Let them fall out to the side so the bottoms of your feet are together. That butterfly reclined on your back. Maybe one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart to remind you to fill up. As that belly gets bigger, your lower lungs fill up. As your rib cage gets bigger, the balloons that your lungs are for you fill up. That last little sip of air, you're tight. And then as you relax and deflate that balloon, you sink down a little bit. The knees relax a little bit. Have your neck neutral, eyes up, even if they're closed. Chin in, neck long. Enjoy your breath. Use this as your pre-rest. See if your mind is busy, to see if it keeps darting off. Some days it's harder than others. And that's why we come here, just to practice, reminding ourselves where we are. For now, nothing to do really. Get heavier, get flatter, get more supported. Those of you with blocks, you might want to stay where you are and put some blocks underneath your knees. If you're comfortable, chill. If you'd rather have your legs straight or do your resting pose a different way, find your position. Enjoy your rest. Turn off any senses you can. Let natural breath take over. Let everything go.